Welcome back, runners. I want to talk about Marathon's endgame. A lot of people already know about the Marathon ship itself and how that might be part of, pinnacle content you work towards, but there was some data mined information that gives some idea of what you're going to do once you've done all the stuff. What are you going to do once you've gone through each of your factions, leveled everything up? Similar to Arc Raiders, once you've leveled up your workbenches and you've gone through all your quests and you've taken out some of the other pinnacle content like the big bosses, like what is there left to keep you coming back week after week? So that's kind of what we're talking about. It is data mined. I think this is fine to talk about. It's not data mined information. I think that, ruins surprises for the game. We're going to be talking about like a mode in the game that is designed to keep you coming back each week. But if you don't want any spoilers, that's your warning. Right. So a lot of people are talking about this information as a ranked mode, and it kind of is. And I think this is an interesting thing with extraction shooters, because I think if you have a PvE game, you call it like endgame stuff, right? Like raids and dungeons is PvE. When you play a PvP game, you call it ranked. Like that's the end game of PvP, is grinding through the ranks. And so, yeah, this is like a ranked system, but obviously it's an extraction shooter. So, there's PvE elements too. I want to go through, I've made, I think, a handy graphic for you to explain this system. The information is from this website, MP First. It was data leaks from XOX Leak. So take everything with a bit of a grain of salt, but I'm going to just explain to you the best that I interpreted this information. Right. The whole system revolves around what they're calling holotags. You get a holotag which has a certain value: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, pinnacle. And the value corresponds to how much loot you have to gobble up in a match. Let's just say, as an example, you pick up a bronze holotag and its value is 2,500. I don't know if that's right. Well, I definitely don't know if that's right. Let's just, as an example, say it's worth 2,500. That means when you go in with that holotag, you need to gobble up 2,500 loot values of stuff and extract successfully with it. If you extract successfully with 2,500 loot value when you're holding the bronze holotag, that will be added to your rank. And your rank goes through bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, pinnacle, and potentially master. Each rank has 3 tiers, so bronze 1, bronze 2, bronze 3, silver 1, silver 2, silver 3. And the way you progress them is by getting a holotag and meeting that value. There are a couple of tricks to this though. Now this bit was a little bit confusing in the article, and you'll see some numbers here. So silver has 5,000, diamond has 15,000, pinnacle has 20,000. I don't know if those numbers given were actually the value of silver. So for example, if you take a silver holotag, you need to get $5,000 reduce of loot, or because the way the article says it is, it's actually talking about holotags having like buffs or benefits to them. So if you take in certain holotags, they give you stuff. And the way it actually reads is, so silver holotag on infill, so not exfil. So infill meaning, I assume, as you load into the game, gives you 5,000 credits to your score target. So it actually more sounds like you get a little bit of loot value from just taking the silver holotag in. You get 5,000, but we don't know what the score target is. So it could be 20,000 and you get like a freebie of 5,000, right? I do think that makes this a little bit more complicated and a little bit more difficult to understand. But now I want to look at this red number, which it says plus 1,000. And what that means is if you kill a player who has a silver holotag, this bumps up your cap by 1,000. So once again, as an example, let's say, let me just draw on here. Let's just make up some numbers. Let's say bronze, you need to get 2,500 points of loot, right? And if you exfil 2,500, that gets added to your rank. But that's all you can get because you've only taken a bronze in. However, if you kill someone with a holotag, it will bump up your ceiling by 1,000. So now you can actually get 3,500 worth of loot and exfil, and that will contribute to your rank. This is I think this is probably more skewed to a PvP incentivized system. I mean, it is a ranked system. And so you could, as a strategy, go around and try to collect everyone's holotags, and that will bump up how much you can actually progress in your rank. And if people bring in Diamond and Pinnacle, their holotags are worth more, 3,000 and 4,000. So you are incentivized by PvPing, because if you collect the holotags, you're going to bump up how much you can actually contribute to your rank. Obviously, the risk is you might die and you might give them your holotag. Now, there are some requirements for you going into like this mode. They're referred to them as zones. I'm assuming the zones are just like the maps you select, and to get into that zone, you need to have a couple things on you. You need to have a holotag. There's also apparently a gear score, so you can't just run, rooks to get in there. You actually have to have gear on, and there's going to be a minimum amount of score to do that. If you're not familiar with extraction shooters, higher tier loot will have a higher value score. So if you've got the best shields with the best guns on, you're going to have a high gear score. And so, yeah, there will be obviously a minimum to get into that area. There was a mention of some team requirements. So some of them you won't be able to go into as a solo player, which will be interesting because it's kind of a big issue in ARC creators for this system. And so you might need to find your own team or use matchmaking to get into that zone. It doesn't specifically say, but I'm assuming this puts you with everyone else who is also trying to level up their rank. Like, to go into the specific zone, you obviously need these things, but I'm assuming no one else can get in there unless they have these things, right? That's kind of the undertone here. Is like everyone will be in that zone, will have a holotag, have a gear score, etc. to make it competitive. There will be some zones that will have a low stake, so I think they're like low loot areas, and some zones will have a high stake. You can't access them until you're at a platinum level rank. So there will be some rank requirements sometimes to get into certain zones, certain maps. And like I said before, to complete it, you have to extract successfully. If you don't extract, you lose that value off your rank. So this is kind of like the bet with it. Like if you bet like, oh yeah, we're definitely going to win here, I'm going in with a Pinnacle holotag, and then a team wipes you out, you lose the value of that Pinnacle holotag off your rank, and you'll be T-ranked. If you extract and you don't meet the value, so let's say you get absolutely beat up, and you're like, look, this is not going well, let's just get out and reset. You don't go up or down, you just maintain the rank. So you can, if you're not feeling it, get out, as long as you don't die. If you die, you're going to lose the value of your holotag from your rank. And that is the overall premise of this system. You will get some cosmetics as rewards. It sounds like some will be immediate. I don't know if you'll just get like immediate rewards as you go through each like tier of rank. When you change a major rank, that's kind of similar to what Helldivers does. Sorry, Helldivers, ARC Raiders. And then it seems like there'll be an overall season, which is also very similar to ARC Raiders. Like if you maintain bronze, if you maintain silver, if you maintain platinum over 30 days, you get like another reward, another cosmetic reward. What do you think of this? I think these systems are necessary in extraction games to keep people coming back, and to it's obviously going to have some way of like, it's going to sort like the really sweaty people into this mode, and so it will help protect more casual players. I think this is going to be incredibly sweaty compared to the system in ARC Raiders, which is basically the same but with like a different skin on it, and it's a little bit more PvE skewed than it is PvP, but it is essentially the same system. I think Marathon can learn from ARC Raiders. One of the missteps I think ARC Raiders made with their like rank system is not splitting solo and groups, and by the looks of this, it's gonna kind of force you into a group, which I don't really like. I think there needs to be viable options for solo players to also rank. I think there should be two rankings. I think there should be a solo rank and a teams rank. So if you're a solo player, you can still go through this system without feeling like you're at a disadvantage. Although I think Marathon is always going to be more PvP centric, I do hope that there are PvE strats that are viable. Like, can I go in as a thief and like farm bronze tags, right? Can I just go in as a thief, be sneaky, go invis and like gobble up the loot and then extract? And can I farm ranks like that without PvPing? I think as long as it's viable to do some PvE options, I think that's great. I think people probably have... will they have issue if the only way to really rank up is to start wiping the lobbies and collecting their holotags? I think towards the end of the ranks, this will be how it plays out. Like, I can't really imagine you getting to Diamond and Pinnacle and being like purely PvE and just grabbing loot. Like, I think when you get to the really high ranks, it's probably going to be, okay, to rank up, we have to wipe the lobby and collect all their holotags. And I don't know how much I like that. Like I said in previous videos, like when it comes to extraction shooters, I'm right bang in the middle. I like both PvE and PvP. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see how much of this is accurate. Like and a comment would be greatly appreciated. Let me know your thoughts down below. Bye-bye.